So now I want to get into, some people might ask, well, do genetics play in your hair growth? What does that have to do with it? I want to say yes and no. So when it comes to genetics and hair growth, especially when it comes to us brown people, because a lot of times I say, look at your mother and your father hair, like in your family. But really, when you look at your people, older generation, your family, like your mom and your dad, your aunties, your uncles, your granddaddy, or if you're blessed to have grandparents still living or whatever, really when it comes to your hair and genetics, I want you to look at it based on density. So what you can kind of get from your parents, like, do most people in your family, your older generation, it's best to look at the older generation, or you can just look at people who's around you, you know, same age. Do most people in your hair, in your family, how is their hair density? So you know how I always, well, y'all know I always say this. When I used to go live, I used to say, I cannot make your hair density fuller. So when it comes to your hair density, I want to give y'all a visual presentation of this. I want to give y'all a visual presentation of this, okay? Let me find a ink pen. I'm gonna give y'all a visual presentation. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. I'm coming. Okay. So when it comes to hair density, this is a mini master hair class for y'all, okay? Y'all getting educated. So when it comes to hair density, this right here is your scalp, okay? This is your scalp. And when we're talking about genetics and hair, this is your scalp. So when I say I cannot make your hair density more full or more thin, that's true. God originally makes your hair density. And what I mean by that, like when we're born with so many hair follicles. So for example, some of us are born with these many hair follicles, okay? So you see how it's spaced out and it's spacey? I cannot change that. I cannot magically put more hair follicles in there, okay? So a lot of people in your family, when it comes to hair growth and your hair and genetics, a lot of people in your hair family might have low density hair. So you see, they don't have a lot of hair strands coming out. So all these dots, just imagine hair strands coming out of that, okay? It's hair strands. So as you can see, you might notice that a lot of people in your hair have very low density hair. I cannot change that. But what I can do as a hair care professional is I can do hairstyles or use hair products that give the appearance like it's thicker, but I don't make your hair thicker. A lot of people are like, oh, she made my hair thicker. And I'm like, no, I really didn't. I mean, I appreciate the compliment, but all I really did is use my professional skills to give the appearance. I know how to style your hair to give the appearance that it's thicker, okay? But, and then some of us were born and God gave us a lot more. Now, I want you to love yourself. I'm gonna give you a word of affirmation right now. I don't care what your density of your hair is. If it's low or if it's high, you are still beautiful in the sight of the Lord. And your hair is still beautiful in my eyes. So some of us was born and you see, we have a little bit more hair follicles. So you might have like medium hair density, okay? So you see it's a little bit more. So you actually have more hair strands coming out, okay? So look at the people in your family. Does the hair look like, okay, like it's medium? And then God also made some of us like this. I'm gonna try to make them as close as possible. I get some people who hair follicles are like, okay, this is enough for y'all to get the picture. This. Now you see this? This is a lot more hair follicles. So a lot of my, not a lot, but some people were born where they have a lot of, all these dots, just imagine hair strands. So you see it's thicker. So the square, this ain't really a square, but y'all get the point. So when we measure density, we know every per square of your hair. So you could have, you know, a lot of strands, a little bit, a medium or low. And you can that's when it comes with genetics and hair growth, which hair growth don't really have to do with genetics, but density, when it comes to like the density of your hair, that's gonna be more so your genetics. So you can look at your family and see, okay, most of my family have low density, medium density, or high density hair. So you can look at that, all right? And that's something that kind of runs in the genetics and kind of that you're born with, okay? Now, there are instances where you can have high density hair, meaning it's a lot of strands that's coming out, but the strands are thin. Okay, let me give y'all an example. I'm gonna spell it out for y'all tonight. Hold on, I think I got some spaghetti in here. Okay, good example. I got these nasty whole wheat spaghettis that I don't like. I was trying to be healthy. I was like, man, this is nasty. But we're gonna use it as an experiment today. So some of y'all could have. Now look, I'm giving y'all free game. I'm giving y'all free game now. So some of y'all could have high density hair, meaning your hair, it looks thick and full, but the strands are thin. So this is a thin strand. You know, I got another type of noodle in here too. Hold on. Do I got some, do I got the thick, oh, I ain't got them kind of noodles. Okay. So you can have a thin strand. Hold on. I know what I can use. Stay right there. Hold on. Stay right there. Get the lesson. Hold on, y'all. So, you can have high density, you can have thin strand, you can have a medium strand, or you can have a thick strand. You can have big Bertha or little Bertha, or you can have middle Bertha. Okay, so stay with me, because some of y'all gonna be set free tonight. Some of y'all gonna be set free. So, I can't change this. The Lord will have to do it for you when it comes to how many hair follicles you got. As a hair care professional, we can't do that. I'm not Jesus. I'm not God, okay? He can do that, okay? He can do that, not me. But what I can do is, even though your hair is looking like this, I can do styles and make it appear to look like either this or this, okay? So keep that in mind. So some people, they have high density hair, but they have thin strands, okay? That comes from genetics. Some people have high density hair, but they also have big Bertha, thick hair. That thing thick. I can't even pass on up. Thick. Okay, that girl thick. I mean, not that girl, but y'all don't talk about. But yeah, thick. Or maybe the Lord built you like this. Now, he ain't built you like this piece of paper, but I'm just giving you an example. Or the Lord built you like this, where the Lord was like, you can get this many strands. And look, if he only gave you this many strands, God still love you. He still love you, okay? He still love you. You are still more than enough. But God bless some people with only this many hair follicles, but they got big Bertha, okay? Them strands are thick coming out of there, okay? That's genetics. Or God said, you know what? She don't need no dense strands because she gonna think she all that. So I'm gonna give her low density and thin. But he still love you. He still love you, okay? Or you can have low density and medium, okay? And then you also can have this. So, hold on, I got to give y'all the visuals so y'all can really get it. Let me know if y'all appreciate these visuals because I'm working hard over here. Okay, so now I got low, medium, and high density, okay? Or you could be medium density and you can have big Bertha, or you can be medium density and you can have thin strands. All this boils down to density, okay? I want to touch on that. So now, that's why I brought that up. What does that have to do with hair growth? Nothing. So I want you to be encouraged that just because your mama ain't got no edges, or just because your granddad ain't got no edges, they don't have to be you. Let me sip some water. Let that marinate in your spirit. They don't have to be you. Because when it comes to hair growth, you have the power to change that. That's why I'm on this video. Yeah, with your family, you might have thin hair, okay? But that thin hair still can grow. That thin hair can grow. And the reason why I say it, because we don't know, when it comes to our family and other people in our generation, we don't know if maybe they just kept cutting their hair or what's going on with that situation. All we can really kind of look at their density and look at their strands. But just because granddaddy ain't had no edges and was bald headed, don't mean you got to be bald headed. Cause he could, what your granddaddy might didn't know, or what your auntie might didn't know, the reason why she ain't got no edges is because she ain't had no good hair regimen, or maybe she never did go get a blood test to figure out. Because when it comes to, I'll say this, when it comes to like your family and genetics and hair growth, it could be maybe in your family that y'all have a low count of red blood cells. And so you thinking like, oh yeah, people in my hair don't grow. But the thing is, in your family, y'all don't know that y'all have a low red blood count in y'all family. But nobody never did go get a test and figure out why. And see, you can be the generational curse breaker. Come on now. The people perish because they don't have no knowledge. So people not getting educated in the family. And see, God sent you here to this live stream so you can break generational curses of hair growth in your family. Because now you up here, you get the knowledge, and you figured out, you like, you know what? I'm listening to that little Lisa Smilez. I'm gonna go on Monday and get me a blood test. Oh wow, I found out in my blood is I got low red blood cell count. So what do I need to do, doc? And then bam, there you go. And now your hair longer and flourishing. And now you can move forward and people in your hair can grow. Okay? So I just want to get on that. When you want to look at your family for like hair densities and maybe your curl, because maybe people in your hair, maybe people in your family have more tighter curls, maybe they have more looser curls. So I want you to be encouraged that even though people in your family edges might be shot at, wore out the frame, you ain't got to be that way. Because you on this live stream and you getting the education, okay? And you learning. So, did this help anybody? Did this bless anybody tonight? Go ahead and double tap the screen